I've been part of Baptist churches since I was 13 and the wife of a pastor for 30 years. I am heartbroken that our association of churches can't allow us to be part of that bigger association simply because we want to follow the way Jesus lived.
Over the years, we had a chance as we started to wrestle with, I guess, sexuality as a church. There was an opportunity to study the Bible, to talk with each other, to meet people who were in that sexually diverse group. It's amazing how when you actually talk to people, I don't think I had too many people in my sphere of influence who were actually in the rainbow community before then. And when I met Phil and Stu, like, they're some of the most loving, caring people that I've ever met. And I've been in churches for now almost 55 years. And it just made me think and stand up and say, well, if I'm not being loving to these people, am I really being Christian?
I have a gay son who was deeply hurt by his grandfather, who thought he knew best. And his grandfather's actions has turned him away from the church. And so I mourn that.
We are both very saddened to think that the Association of Baptist Churches are now going to amputate a caring, gracious element of the Baptist Association, which picks up these broken people who are not welcome or frozen out of other churches.
This dogmatic approach to scripture and faith was actually harming people and not only causing stress but deep anxiety and despair, to the point in the worst cases suicide. And I realised I had to change my attitude there to be loving and to be caring to these people.
In the Bible, Jesus tells a parable about the wedding feast. And he says, go out to the byways, bring in the disadvantaged, the unwanted, the unloved, the unwashed, and invite them to my feast. This is like Jesus telling me I should love my queer friends and invite my queer friends to church, accept them as they are, and support them in their faith.
We thought a lot about our journey in churches and really wanted to find a church that was open to acceptance of people with different views, different nationalities, different genders, women, divorcees, where people could honestly be themselves as part of the church family and be accepted fully. And when we moved to Newcastle, we looked for Hamilton Church because we'd heard that that was part of their value system.
Because when I came here, I was in a very broken place, and this church embraced me and helped me heal through a very difficult process of divorce.
The love of this church and the way the church embraced all sorts of people, but especially the ones who have not found acceptance in other churches because of their gender and because they just didn't feel safe or welcomed. They were here and they were just part of the family.
They've also embraced my family members who are gender diverse, and that means the world to me, that my family members who have found rejection and exclusion in other places can find acceptance and a love and a genuine embrace here where they haven't been able to find that anywhere else.
On the first Sunday we walked in, we were accepted. After a couple of Sundays, we realised there was no judgment in this place. Mm-hmm. There was no measurement of who you are or what you believe.
When Hamilton Baptist were looking at joining with Edgeworth, my disabled sister-in-law was asked about what she felt like having LGBT people at church, and her response really resonated with me. And she said, "We all come to church to worship the same God, so why should I worry about the fact that we have these people coming with us? We're all the same under God, and Genesis says to us, we're all created in the image of God. People make the differences, make the distinctions, not God."
It took a long time to discern who might have been LGBTQI people. They didn't stand out. They didn't have a badge on or anything like that. They were just members of a loving congregation of people, along with the parents of LGBTQI people, who were also frozen out of good Baptist churches and could not find a place there.
When two of my 4 children came out as gender non-conforming, sexually diverse, queer in the last 5 years, this was new territory for my husband and I. We started to have deeper questions around where might they fit, what does this mean for them theologically, what if they want to lead here or marry here or have children here, and importantly, how does Jesus see them? How does he ask us to respond to them as parents and as church community?
The most profound thing about Hamilton Baptist Church is that everybody shares and serves the Lord out of their giftedness. I've talked with many people in other Baptist churches who say, yeah, but we have gay people in our church. And then they will say, but what do you let them do? In Hamilton Baptist Church, they do everything.
When I found Hamilton Baptist Church, that was a real godsend. I found genuine community, really thoughtful Christ followers who had done or are doing the work around LGBTQI inclusion, not just biblically, but practically. I met some beautifully diverse people, I heard their stories. My whole family were welcome to not just come, but serve if they chose, to be fully present within the church community.
They're part of the church family and they serve out of their giftedness. And there is no difference.
It's been an absolute blessing and privilege to meet people who are different to me, people who come from different denominations, different backgrounds, people who maybe don't even have a great faith, and others who have amazingly strong faiths, and just learn from them and understand what it is that brings them to Christ and brings them to God.
This church, to me, is a safe place where I can love my queer friends. I can love my straight friends the same. We listen, we are different, and we care for each other.
I found genuine, authentic pastoral care for myself in my processing. And I've also been inspired to more broadly think about social justice on not just this issue, but many.
It's been incredible to find a place where you can feel safe to explore your faith without feeling guilt. Being able to doubt things and question things without people telling you that you're wrong for doing that.
So I'm so glad I came to Hamilton Baptist. It's a place where everyone can safely call home.
I believe it made me a more thoughtful or considerate person as a Christian, someone who's more able to accept people who are different than me. And I really hope that, I guess, other people have the opportunity to go on that journey as well.
We would love to have seen our Baptist Association be broader in what it's done. Thank you.